humanitarian help to Ukraine from the French NGOs. Topic: social agreement project of the foundation. Изоляция. Thank you. I'm glad to greet you here. I'm PR manager of IZOLYATSIYA Foundation. I'm going to tell you a few words why this project IZOLYATSIYA is important and why we started it, because it is rather complicated to implement this project. IZOLYATSIYA from the very beginning was interested in social agreement topics such as memorials and monuments of former epochs, such as the Soviet epoch on the one hand, and on the other hand, there are issues of more active participation of communities in transformation of communities' environment. All those topics, they are also addressed by Social Agreement Project, and IZOLYATSIYA Foundation has for several years been implementing the other project which documents mosaics of the Soviet time, which could be found in many locations all over Ukraine. In February, IZOLYATSIYA held the display where the artists from Crimea, from Donbass and Lugansk region tried to realize their memories of peaceful life in their regions before occupation. So we try to provoke changes in our society. This project, Social Agreement, it is very close to our topics which we address, and for us this primarily can be experimented in Kiev. Kiev is a flagship of all changes, and using this project case, we would like to see whether the changes are realizable. For example, about the monument in Taras Shevchenko Boulevard. I'm giving the floor to Kateryna Filiuk, project curator. The project started more than 6 months ago, and at the initial stage there were no decommunization processes, and due to the decommunization process today there are some other implications, and this fact, to some extent, the fact of active discussion, active debates in the society about Soviet past, it will help us to stir up the discussion, to make the debates more intensive. Our project consists of 3 parts. This is the exhibition. It starts today at Isolation Foundation address. 11 artists from different countries are displayed. They display their works, and they provide different formats of interacting with monuments and memorials in different parts of the world, in Mexico and Latin America in general, Southern and Northern Korea and post-Soviet countries. Two artists from Bulgaria are displayed, and we hope this would provide rather wide prospects, how these processes take place in different countries, and will provide Ukrainian viewers, Ukrainian audience, some information for thinking it over. And at the place of former Lenin's monument, we would like to have a democratic procedure. We announced international open competition. We received more than 20 applications from different artists, and the international jury selected Mexican artist Cynthia Gutierrez project. This installation will be established in the location of in the location where Lenin monument previously was standing. So we invite everyone to see the new installation this week. It will be installed, and you will see how Mexican artists will work with this space, and we can discuss there how the citizens see what should be there, whether empty space, maybe no monument is needed at this place. And then we will have debates, meetings, formal and informal discussions. And we are going to involve 3 parties into this process: city administration, artists, and civil society, citizens. The community who should be the most active in taking decisions, and I would like to emphasize that up to date the artists have been not enough active in those discussions, and as a rule, when the discussions start, the artists are thought about in the last place, but I think there is enough potential here, and modern artists can offer interesting options of solutions. So I would like to give the floor to an artist participating in the exhibition, Zhanna Kadyrova. She will tell us about her work displayed in the scope of our project. Good afternoon. In the Isolation Foundation, I presented my work, which documents one day of life of the monument, new monument in Shargorod in Vinnytsia City. I installed it in 2007. The sculpture is the closed, covered with fabric figure, which it can't be unveiled, the figure can't be unveiled. So talking about relevance about political leaders, then my monument is dedicated to the ever-changing opinions, ever-changing heroes. The history of this sculpture isn't that in 2007, Shargorod is a small town. 3,000 people reside there, and I had the opportunity to work with municipal environment there, with their town space, and I offered this idea when the park was improved. It was also a part of the task. The whole community helped me to improve the park. We installed 5 benches there, 4 luminaries and flower beds, so the place became popular for entertainment because the citizens, the residents of the small town, they didn't have place for having rest and entertainment, and people asked me what this monument means. I told that this is the monument to the hero which you like. Then one woman told me, then let it be the monument to my own son. For me, this is adequate, this is normal attitude. So this sculpture, it was installed in 2007. Much time has gone, and the opinions and attitudes in the country have changed, and the decommunization process for me is rather painful experience and syndrome, because without analyzing whether the artistic work is has some value, they are just dismantled. Before installation, the sculptures during Soviet times, they had passed many commissions. They were amended and changed many times, and harmonized and adopted to the community space. And this professional level of those sculptures, they were high. As for me, contemporary sculptures which have been installed recently, they are not of so high standard and not so much adapted and harmonized with community spaces. I think we should address and study and analyze such aspects. We should assess and spend money not for dismantling sculptures, but to understand the past better. For people to understand why those memories should be preserved. In the globally, many books about and monographs about Soviet mosaics have been issued. In Shargarad, we photographed my monument 24 hours. So this is an 11-minute video from the start of the day to the end of the day, from the dawn to the sunset. And you can see the installation, and you can see an illusion of 3D image. This is non-standard experiment, our attempt to show the life of one sculpture and the life of one town of Ukraine. You are welcome to our exhibition. I have one question. The exhibition starts today. When does it start? Is it free of charge? And what are the working hours? The exhibition starts at 6 p.m. today. It starts with the news conference with the participation of Goethe Institute and maybe Guy Köningstein, one of the participants, will join us. It will be till August 24th, and it is free of charge from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. On 24th of August, maybe after the end of this exhibition display, you may bring it to the regions. Yes, we have some plans to continue the project. I'm not sure whether we will use the exhibition as it is to some regions, but Kateryna can tell us about the prospects. Well, this is surprising that the topic was so much debated between artists. Some international artists are already ready, and they propose installations for former Lenin monument location, and it seems that we will not be limited to this one project of replacement of the Lenin's monument. There are very many versatile opinions available. Of course, we would like to continue, and we have some plans already, but this already depends on Isolation Foundation, whether they would like to continue this analytical research. But international artists, they see huge potential in this topic because Ukraine is an arena of struggle where the events develop in a real-time mode, where different approaches can be tried and the discussions with local communities may be started. The situation is unique. If we take Western Europe, everything is very calm, and they have already resolved the problems of their past, while we are the society in transition, which is very attractive for the modern art. Well, thank you, Kateryna. We have another question. It is very surprising for me. The goal of this project is to save the monuments which still are on their locations. Do you consider some options of struggle with such vandals? Maybe some international collectioners may buy former Soviet monuments. I heard that in Poland that this Lenin's monument was several millions worth. So it could be sold, it could be saved, and the city could have earned some money. Well, I will respond to you shortly. This is the false way to attract external forces to resolution of our internal problems. First, we should change our conscious, our mentality. We should promote the idea of selling our monuments to our domestic tycoons. Thank you. You can continue your debates of records. We will be glad to see you again, and we will start our next press briefing.